Hey everybody, it is I, the Wolfman. It is 10:30 a.m. on Monday, February 6th. I feel the need to record this video because of videos I have recorded in the past where I have claimed a commitment to truth. I still claim a commitment to truth, and so looking over my body of work, if you will, um, it seems to me that I have posted mostly about the ideal, and I have posted mostly from a good mood. Now, I think that this is a good practice to work myself into the best mode that I can be in and then bring you that. However, there seems to be an omission going on here, which was not a lie until the moment that I noticed it. And now it's been noticed, and now it has to be rectified. And that is that um, uh, the anger that I deal with, the irritation, the sorrow and pain, the judgment that the world just isn't that great sometimes, that my life is not what I want it to be, the bad moods, the shadow aspects of myself. I've shown you none of this, and again, this is just because it was pretty natural thought process. Like I'm an artist. God help me, and so I'm going to get myself into the mode that seems to be the best for creation, which seems to be a good mood and optimism, and feeling. Although I do actually have some of my poetry comes from pain. But regardless, when it comes to video creation or writing, it seems like the things I want to put out in the world, like I can write well when I'm pissed off or when I'm in a bad mood or when I'm in pain, but the resultant work, while it is like as a piece of literature, it's like, yeah, that's well done, it's well written, it's interesting, so on and so forth. But how are you going to feel after you read this? You're going to feel like, ugh, like, I'm going to bring you to some dark places with this type of stuff. So I just thought, well, what am I trying to do in the world? I'm trying to make the world a better place, by my standards. And so what it was logical for me to think about the ideal way for me to be and the ideal way for me to live my life, and to get myself into the best mood possible, and to bring you my thoughts as they occur to me when I'm in my best mood. But the fact of the matter is, I'm not my best self all of the time. And it's not a multiple personality disorder, if that's even a real thing or anything like that, but you could kind of look at it almost through that lens. Like when I am low, the thoughts I think, the decisions I make, the things I believe are kind of like a different set of thoughts. It all feels like one personality to me, right? But if you were to take a snapshot of these two people, one person that's me in a really good mood and me in a really bad mood, you'd be like the 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 Ben, the Wolfman in the good mood, which is what I've tried to bring you, right? In the best of me, this is the Wolfman, like the shitty, angry, petulant, rebellious for the sake of rebelling against good ideas just because he doesn't want to be told what to do, fucking injured, offended, giving up, wanting to give up. Like that guy is not the Wolfman. It's Ben, it's me, but like the Wolfman, that's the best of me, right? This is the version of me that I wish I could be all of the time. It's the best version of me, and that's what I've been bringing you. But it's come to my attention that this is potentially dangerous for people to do this, and I'm not the only one who does it. Which is why I've noticed it, because there are a lot of my role models that get up on stage and talk about how you shouldn't fucking let your circumstances alter your mood. You should just feel this, undifferentiated equanimity, and you should just have unconditional love and you should just be unconditionally happy. And the Wolfman agrees. And it's very easy for the Wolfman to agree when his stomach is full and everybody's being nice to him and, you know, the air conditioning is working and he's got an income source and the bills are paid and everything is good. It's very easy to agree that, yeah, you shouldn't let your circumstances affect your mood. He said from a very good circumstance. You know, it's like, I've been through the fire lately, man, and it hasn't been like the worst fire, but okay, so these manifestation people, these powerful, positive thinking people, maybe there is a place for that teaching. Maybe it's true for some people some of the time. Maybe if you've got a pile of money, money doesn't buy happiness, and so you need to be happy on purpose if you have a pile of money. But maybe if you don't have a pile of money, you don't need to be happy. You need to get money. Like, honestly, I know this is crazy for me to say, but it's like, I've been listening to all of these motivational teachers and speakers, and then it isn't fucking working. They're like, don't take my word for it. Prove it to yourself. Just feel the feeling of how it would be to have all the things that you want, and then you'll attract them, and they have to come to you. But don't take my word for it. Try it. Prove it to yourself. And so I did. So I meditate every day, and I talk myself into a good feeling place, and I go, this is what I want, and oh, imagine how it's going to feel when I have it. And I do this over and over again. But every day it gets a little bit harder because I get fired from my old job, and I go, okay, what? I hated that job, and now it's gone, and there's a plan for everything, and everything is going according to that plan. And I still believe that. I still believe that God has a plan for everything, and everything is going according to that plan. But I don't believe that I have to feel happy in order for good things to happen to me. I don't believe that there's any utility in being in a miserable situation and being in denial of the way that situation makes you feel. If you have the ability to control your emotions, more power to you. But sometimes I'm covered in mosquito bites and I itch and it sucks and I can't not feel bad about it. I can just push it down and, be in denial of it. But that builds up over time, and eventually it, for me, built up to a point where I couldn't fucking stand it anymore. And yesterday I told somebody, I said, I renounce everything that I've ever said about happiness. I don't know how it works, and I have no interest in finding out. And they were like, yeah, I'm kind of glad you've come to that conclusion, because I think you've been kind of trying to force happiness, and I haven't really agreed with it. Okay, good. So I guess what my point is all of these people that are getting up there. Okay, so basically a bunch of shit went wrong. I fucking lost my job. My head gasket blew while I was trying to move across the country, so that I'm down a vehicle. I get across the country with my girlfriend's vehicle and our RV, and we're like, okay, well, we have a very limited amount of money until the money starts coming in from the new job, so we'll buy a motorcycle because you can buy one for cheap. And I go to buy the motorcycle, and I lay it down, and I'm pretty sure I fractured my arm, which has made it very difficult to work and impossible to ride the motorcycle. And then I finally got up to where I felt comfortable riding the motorcycle, and I'm riding it around the yard, which is sand. So, like, first I was just on foot next to the motorcycle, doing this the smart way, right? Now that I've done it the dumb way once. And I'm jogging next to the motorcycle and just in first gear, taking it around the yard. I'm like, okay, get a feel for the clutch. Very good, very good. I can do 3 laps without stalling it. Great. Now I'm going to ride it. So I ride it around the yard a couple of times. But then the thing's too tall for me. I need to get it lowered. I'm on tiptoe, and so I stall it and I dump it because I can't hold it up because it's too tall, and it fell over. So we get it back up and then it won't start. Now I've spent this money on this motorcycle. I can't ride it. I was getting rides to work, but the person I was getting rides with to work is no longer on the same schedule with me. Like, okay, well, we'll see if Uber works. Uber gets me to work one day, doesn't get me to work the next day. I'm like, well, I finally figured out that I could rent a vehicle. I've got enough money to rent a vehicle. I can still save some money, even though it's expensive. I can save some money while I'm renting the vehicle, save up enough money, have a rental vehicle which is reliable to get me to work until I can save enough money to buy something. And it's like, I can make this work. But you see me. I don't need to tell you whether I'm happy or not. I'm laughing a little bit about it now, like, because I'm on the other side of it and I've breathed. But while it was going on, it sucked. It fucking sucked. And I tried to post about it. And everything I was posting, I was looking at it. And I was like, this is true. But it's super negative. And the response that I'm going to get from people out of this is going to be like, oh, buddy, is there something I can do to help? That's not what I want. I don't want to make people feel bad. I don't want to put my problems out there and get sympathy. But I'm also like, and then I'm thinking like, okay, so why did I think that I had to be happy through this? Was it because these teachers that are rich and they're standing up on stage and they've got best-selling books, and it's like, well, they've succeeded. Maybe I can do what they're doing. Maybe I'll take their advice and I'll do what they're doing. And I tried it and it doesn't fucking work. And then I was like, okay, but this. You know that fuck what anybody else has to say. You gotta listen to your own truth. And my thing has always been tell the truth. Not be happy. Maybe tell the truth and be happy. And so it's like, tell the truth and be happy. Okay, well, the truth is I'm not happy, so what do you want me to do? Well, first, tell the truth, and then be happy, if you still think that that's a good idea. But tell the truth, and so here we are. And so I just thought I would take a second to point out that I go through it, man, and I'm not always nice when I go through it. I believe in being nice, and I'm not always happy when I go through it. And I do believe in being happy to the best of your ability. But I've come to the realization that I've been, like, from my nice, warm, soft place, I've been spouting off about unconditional happiness and love. And then when I went through it, I was not unconditionally happy, nor was I unconditionally loving. I was like, oh, I'm being mean to this person right now. It was like watching a runaway train to some degree. It was like, I'm being mean to this person right now because I think that they could help me and they're refusing to help me and it's pissing me off. And then what? And then I go, oh, I see myself and I don't like what I see. I go, that's ugly. And then, deeper level, I see myself seeing myself and judging myself and calling myself ugly. And I go, oh, well, that's probably not great either. And then I go, okay, but that's just me trying to be a better person. I was like, finally I found a level where I can see myself and not judge. Like, okay, so let me soften the judgment against me, which I haven't gone through it yet. This is kind of raw and in the middle of a process. So I'll get there. I know what to do, but I'm not trying to process it all on this video. I kind of wanted to address this thing where everything gets posted from the ideal, and I wanted to throw one out there that was not from the best place. But I couldn't post from the lowest place. I just couldn't, and I'm not sure that I should have. But I'm trying to be as honest about the lowest place as possible without being Chris Crocker on here, you know? Because there was a minute where it's like, I just want to die. Or fucking kill somebody else and take their car. Like, this is too much. I work hard, and life should be easier than this. But it isn't. But it isn't. And I get angry. And so finally I said, fuck it. I'm not trying to be happy today. I'm going to feel my feelings. And I felt them. And you know what? It was better than the day before had been, because the day before I'd been trying to be happy. And so I don't know how cogent or well put together this was. I imagine it was probably easy enough to follow, but it does feel like a little bit of a emotional vomit into the camera. And so what do I hope to accomplish with this video? I hope to, if anybody was starting to get the idea that I had my shit together, I hope I've dissuaded you of that. I also hope that I've kind of put out there that I'm not an unconditional lover, even though I want to be. And I'm not unconditionally happy, even though I want to be. And so I think that I strongly suspect that all of these spiritual teachers that are out there saying, hey man, just don't react to your situation. Just be happy. Just seek God and feel the love of the divine source and everything. I suspect that they can't do it either. If they can, I would absolutely sit at their feet and learn. But I suspect that they can't. And if none of them can, and if I can't, and if I don't know anybody who can, maybe there's another way. Maybe that's not the way. Maybe being non-reactive and being unconditionally loving and being unconditionally happy is not the way. Maybe it is the way. I like it. It's like a really attractive idea, but I just want to like, for the record, at this moment, I am not an enlightened or realized being. Like, and so any ideas I have about enlightenment are just that. They're ideas, they're theories. I don't know. I don't know. I'm really in a place right now where I feel like I don't know anything. And I think that that's a good place to be in, because I think when you drop all your preconceptions, then the knowing can come. And so, what do I hope to have accomplished this video? I hope to have dissuaded anybody from thinking that they are somehow wrong for having negative emotions. If you have a reaction to a thing, you're just like me. And if you don't react to things, then let me know your secrets, man. So I guess it's almost redundant to do my usual sign off, but what do I know? I'm a trickster and a fool.